So, I met some Chinese folks in Appalachia.
Asian buffet? There's no way they've got Asian workers here. I'm just gonna walk in and see what the deal is. Hey, hello. What time do you close? 9?
Yes,
Oh. Are you all Chinese food or Japanese?
all don't have.
All?
You
Oh.
can check it.
Okay. And are you from China? 你是
Yes.
你是中国人吗？
是。
啊，我经常去中国旅游。
Really? Where you go before?
哦，哪儿都去过。
哪？
哪儿都去过。
福建去过。
也去过。
哪？
福州、厦门。
Really?
都去过。
哇，
对。
厦门、福州是我们的家乡。
是吗？
对对对对对。
Hello. I was curious if here actually had Chinese workers because 我经常去中国，然后我来到这么偏僻的地方，这种山城，然后我特别好奇会不会有一个中国朋友。我知道这儿的人肯定不会说中文，所以我就想过来跟你打个招呼。
I didn't want to show the entire conversation with these folks, just simply out of respect for them. And I don't think it would be cool of me to share our entire conversation with the world, but I did just want to give you a little glimpse into the special moments that I shared with these complete strangers whose hometowns are literally on the other side of the planet. Many of you already know that I am currently based in China, where I'm doing business with my Chinese friend and focused on learning Mandarin. I'm obviously from the US, and I happen to be from the southern region of the US, to be a bit more specific. I've been here in China for a total of about 15 years. That's not 15 years consistently, but it is 15 years broken up into two main parts. I left China for a few years and went to live in Japan, which had always been a dream of mine as well. So why did I make it a point to try to find some folks from China to say hello to during my travels in Appalachia? Well, here's why. As a person who has spent so much time out of my own country, so much time in faraway lands where the locals know very little about where I'm from other than ridiculous and often negative stereotypes, I know how it feels. I mean, for me, I love living abroad and traveling all over, but there are times where you do long for familiar things from home. Once in a great while, I'll meet a person here in China who speaks good English and has spent time in the US and truly gets it. These situations are extremely rare, but they are special and memorable when they do actually happen. Also, during my years here in China, I have met so many nice people who greeted me, acknowledged me, and made me feel seen. It's a good feeling, especially in years past when I first arrived in China back in 2007. There was a kindness and warmth to the Chinese that was second to none. Unfortunately, due to China's turn toward ethno-nationalism, they don't really care for foreigners nearly as much as they used to. It's sad to see, but despite that, I still often meet really nice people here in China. And with these folks who have left China to live in the US, who knows their story? Could be just for economic opportunity, could be for religious freedom, it could be for any variety of reasons. So when I go back home to the US for a visit, I always stop by at least a handful of Chinese restaurants, and if the workers speak English with an accent, I realize that they were born and raised in China, and then I switch to Chinese to speak with them. The way their eyes light up, the smiles I see, the sense of happiness and excitement that I can often sense emanating from them is priceless. To me, there's nothing really better than being able to bring a genuine, heartfelt smile to someone's face. Now, it just so happens that I'm only able to do that because I put a lot of time into studying Mandarin, and I want to highlight the one and only sponsor of my channel here for you guys. They are called Excel Mandarin, and they offer online classes to help you learn Chinese. They're based in the US, and I have had many conversations with the founder of that school, and he is a really nice guy who is passionate about Chinese learning. They have native Mandarin speakers who can teach you Chinese through a guided, graduated format in a very friendly and fun online environment. They have a wealth of learning resources for you to use. They have 24/7 support, and they can take you from beginner to fluent in Mandarin Chinese much faster than you ever could on your own. I speak from experience. I learned Mandarin on the streets of China, fumbling my way around with no guidance. Having a kind, patient, bilingual teacher to guide me along the way would have saved me hundreds of hours and countless stress-induced headaches. I'll put all the links to their website and school below, and I encourage you to go check them out. There are Chinese folks all over the world, so your chances to put your Chinese to use are virtually limitless. And the sense of satisfaction and the broadened perspective you'll attain through learning a foreign language is truly amazing. So check out the links below and sign up for a free trial lesson today. No strings attached, no risk. Just give it a shot, but please don't forget the most important part. Be sure and tell them that Mr. Chopsticks sent you. Now, meeting these folks from China who now live in the U.S. was such an interesting experience for me. You've got to understand, these towns I was visiting were quite remote. The populations were small and very homogeneous, and seeing folks who were born and raised in the crowded, bustling towns and cities of China who ended up all the way over here in the Appalachian region of the U.S. is just super fascinating to me. Talk about a change of pace. Talk about a complete change of surroundings and lifestyle. Most people in the U.S. never make it to any of these little Appalachian towns. So to see people from an entirely different culture and country carving out a life for themselves in this unique part of the U.S. is really something special. I wish I could have really gotten to know them, sat down, had some coffee or tea, and just really got into a conversation to hear their stories and their thoughts about life in the U.S. and, more specifically, life in that region. The Chinese I met there had been there for many years already. Their restaurants are not new. They've been open for years. I didn't eat at their restaurants when I visited, simply because since I was just visiting, I wanted to try some of the more local restaurants, some of the older places in town whose histories go back decades and decades, selling food that is more native and local to the region. But were I to stick around for a couple days in each town, I surely would have eaten at their restaurants as well. And I definitely wish them success in their endeavors, and I wish them smooth going. I would just wish everything goes well for them in what they're doing over there in Appalachia. The places I visited during this Appalachian tour were all in eastern Kentucky. From what I saw, it looks like the towns that did actually have a Chinese restaurant, it was usually just one family running it much of the time. There weren't any real Chinese-American communities to speak of, at least not from what I saw and from what I heard in our conversations. But yeah, traveling through Appalachia and meeting some folks from China and speaking to them in Chinese, such a surreal experience. If you do meet people in your area who clearly were born and grew up in another country, it's always nice to greet them and make them feel seen, acknowledged, and welcome. I speak from experience. But just a couple of things to be mindful of that I want to mention here. You don't want to ask too many questions. Don't bring up private or political topics. Just keep it simple and friendly. Keep it very surface level. Just give them a smile and let them know that you see them and that you're happy to meet them. That's enough. Well, that's going to wrap things up for this video. I have a lot more travel videos on the way. My Appalachian tour is only halfway over, and this year I'll also be visiting some other countries as well. So if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click that notification bell as well, as YouTube seems to have a habit of not making my videos appear in your feed. Hopefully they'll change that though and start showing you boys some love. Come on, YouTube, what do you say? But I'd love to have you all along for this journey. Drop a comment as well. I try to read and respond to as many as I can. We'll catch you all in the next video. Take care, y'all. I want to give an extra special thanks to all of my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for their help in keeping this channel financially sustainable. A huge thank you to all supporters from the $1 tier on up through the higher tiers. I want to give an extra special acknowledgement to my PCO tier members. And lastly, a huge shout out to my top tier supporters. Lee, Martin S., David is Da Wei, and 有爱心的外国人. Oh, and just so you know, you guys rock.
What do you look for beyond the sea, grasshopper?